So when COVID hit and everybody started migrating out of those hard hit areas down south, it was like a powder keg just exploded here. I mean, there is no inventory. There's nothing. You have teardowns that are trading for $2 million. It's just an interesting dynamic. So we were kind of lucky in that standpoint that we were doing our last project with you guys, that we were in for permitting when COVID hit, and we actually we had a 4 month delay on our project just getting out of permitting for to start construction. And so we're obviously a little concerned about it and what it would look like for the sale price of the house and how quickly it might trade, and would we be stuck holding this for a year plus till this pandemic died down. But it was the complete opposite. We were under contract for a record in the neighborhood before we even had drywall on the walls. And it's just pretty interesting to see what's going on in the market right now. It's can be a little worrisome because you feel like it could be a little overheated, a little bubblish. But when you just look at the supply and demand, and that metrics from an economic standpoint, there is not enough supply to keep up with demand for all of the people coming to South Florida.
The project you're referencing is one that, we closed in February of 2020 and all was right in the world. And then basically a month later, I remember I was actually in Chicago on a trip, and right when we came back towards the end of March, things completely shifted. So what were some of the challenges that you face with that project?
When we do our due diligence beforehand, before we even close the deal, we spend 90 days just doing design, planning, permitting, and ordering every ounce of long lead items that would happen in a construction project, so that when we close on a deal, we're in demo by day 2, the site's cleared by day 10, pad is done by day 15, and we're starting foundations going vertical by day 30. So for us, when COVID hit, everybody got sent home, and you're relying on a government institutions that's basically shut down. People are working from home. Everybody's trying to figure this out. What is Zoom? How does Zoom work? We don't know. And so our biggest delay on that job was literally the regulatory process through permitting. A normal deal that would take 30 to 45 days took almost 100 days to get out of permitting. So that was really the big unforeseen condition on what was going on there. It actually worked out great because the market just kept getting hotter and hotter. Some of the subs had issues. We had supply issues on materials. When everybody went to lockdown, surprisingly, lumber and plywood went through the roof because everything coming out of Canada was shut down. Nothing was coming across the border. People were hoarding materials. So we had a couple issues there that we just had to work through with our subcontractors and make sure that it was pre-positioned on the site.
Project. So aside from the issues that you faced along the way, what was the construction process like as far as drawing and working with Lima during that project?
I think, what I like about working with you guys is really your online portal in that interface, which I think is really slick. It's really great because I've worked with other construction lenders before, and this was my first deal I did with you guys with Lima, and I really enjoyed that because it gave us the liberty to go in, schedule the values, schedule the inspection, the time, the date, so the construction staff was there to meet the inspector. We were out of this. We closed in February of last year, and we were out of the deal by like the first week in October. So we moved pretty quick, and we lost 4 months for permitting due to COVID. So we built the house in just about 5 months, and we were out of it. And that's how we like to do our deals. And so you guys were basically on site at least once, sometimes twice a month, as we're moving through progression, making draws, making the subs, getting the subs paid. So that interface was really nice. Very seamless, very easy process to work during construction.